in Nuwara Eliya. Not sure if that's how you pronounce it. We got the train this morning from Ella. The UV is 10. I'm very warm. We are just walking to our accommodation that we only have for the day today to leave our bags in. Okay, so we have brought our bags to check in. It's so warm here. I've got my Factor 50 on. So we are just here for the day and then getting the train to Kandy later. So we just have the accommodation for literally today. Our room's not ready, but check-in's not till 2 and it's not 12 o'clock yet. But we just wanted to do high tea and go to like the post office here. I've confused the lady, saying we're not staying here tonight, but we're paying for a room. Mass confusion. Anyway, at the train station, we were trying to get out. It was quite a faff trying to get out. And then I hear someone call my name. I was like, what on earth is this? Anyway, it was one of my students. So, hey, Emma, if you're watching. She was like, do you remember me? And I was like, of course I remember you. But you know, like when you're in like I need to get out of the station, like frame of mind. Anyway, so that was super lovely to catch up with her. She was one of my students last year. So April's just gone to use the bathroom and then we're going to get an Uber to go to high tea. A word of warning, when you get off the train at Nuwara Eliya, the tuk-tuk drivers will not leave you alone, regardless of how many times you say no. There was one tuk-tuk driver who we said no thank you to, and he was like, okay. Everyone else kept pestering us. So just be ready for that. If you're a tourist coming to Nuwara Eliya station, you will be harassed a little bit when you leave the station.
Some time later.
So we have this menu. And obviously they've got like allergens here, but he just said, oh, we'll just make it without milk for you. Excellent. As I mentioned in the last clip, the Grand Hotel just made me a dairy-free afternoon tea. It was absolutely excellent. So the lady brought us along a tower each of afternoon tea and talked us through all the different elements of it. The experience here was so lovely. We had booked a table, but we just managed to fit in because we arrived earlier than our table was booked. So the afternoon tea here is open from 12 till 6 p.m. And as I said, we didn't actually need to book in the end. There's just a montage of me enjoying my afternoon tea here. I very much enjoyed all the different flavours, so it was kind of like a mix of like English and Asian flavours, which was really nice. The grounds around the hotel were also beautiful, and as I'll mention in the next clip, the hotel itself was so bougie. We kind of wish we'd stayed in Nuwara Eliya for a full night so that we could experience staying in this beautiful hotel. That afternoon tea was absolutely stunning. Like the vibes in there were elite. We got a bit of FOMO because when we went to the toilet, it was just so lovely. And you can stay the night there. Like obviously it's a real spending because it's a grand hotel, but it was just so excellent in there. So we are now walking around the edge of the park that like also has the golf course on it to go to an area of Nuwara Eliya that is called Little England. It's got the post office and apparently like British post boxes and British phone boxes as well.
I saw you from across the room.
So I have potentially sent a package home. I'm not entirely sure if I have sent a package home. I've done as much as I can, I've paid the money, I've done the stamp thing, we shall see. And now we have this guy. Oh, hello postbox from Derby. Excellent.
4 hours later.
So, for our train from Nuwara Eliya to Kandy, we got an observation carriage. And we're really excited about it. I had visions of like Peru Rail, where you've got like see-through ceilings. What we do have, also I'm a little bit burnt, what we do have is no AC. The train has now stopped. I'm unsure why. There's people walking along the tracks. It came to a shuddering halt. Ooh, we might be moving again. It's the loudest thing, and I can smell the toilet from the other end of the carriage. So, it's a little different from the experience we've had so far, but the views are good. It is the next day. We are in Kandy. The train ride that we had yesterday felt like the longest train ride of my life. It was not the most comfortable. It was definitely not the fastest, but it was safe. We got here. We are now in Kandy. So we've changed our plans slightly. We were going to do like a city tour of Kandy, but we've actually got quite a bougie resort booked in the Gombo by the sea, because we've only got 2 more nights in Sri Lanka. So we've made the most of it and booked like a bougie resort where we can just chill out by the pool. April wants to get some massages. To be fair, my feet definitely need sorting out. But I mentioned yesterday that I randomly met one of my students like on the like station platform in Nuwara Eliya. One of my other students is in Kandy. So these are students who I had in my last year of working at the medical school. I no longer work at the medical school. I handed my notice in so I can travel more. And I'm going out to breakfast with her and her family this morning. We're going to a buffet hotel. So we absolutely love that. I wanted to just keep this vlog in, even though it doesn't really have much travel content, because I really enjoyed the high tea yesterday and going to the post office, so I wanted to keep like those bits in. These are the end of my Sri Lanka videos. I have really loved Sri Lanka. My favourite place is either Gaul or Ella. Gaul because the hotel room was amazing and it had like town vibes and it also had beach vibes. Ella because it was just so beautiful. It was a little bit cooler so you could do stuff and there were so many hikes, and your gal loves a hike. So would highly recommend both those places. I wish we'd come into central Sri Lanka earlier and not been to Dickwalla and Tangle, which aren't on the videos. But you live and you learn, you live and you learn. If you have any questions about travelling Sri Lanka, pop them in the comment box below and I will see you in the next one.
So that outro was going to be the last part of this video, but I just wanted to include these overview shots as well. So Leonie was one of my students last year, as I mentioned, and her family are from Kandy, and they were kind enough to take both me and April out for breakfast, and then they took us to Kandy Lake as well, where we saw a massive stork. We looked at Temple of the Tooth and then we walked along the lake as well. I feel so lucky to have taught such lovely students over the past 6 years in hymns. I'm currently in Colombo Airport, hence the background noise, ready to start my adventures in Australia. I will see you in the next one.